ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਮੈਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਐਲਕ ਆਫ ਦੀ ਮੇਅਰ ਬੌਬੀ ਸਿੰਘ ਐਲਨ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਆਏ ਹੋਏ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਪੈਟ ਹਿਊਮ ਉਹ ਮੇਰੇ ਕਾਉਂਸਲ ਕਾਲੀਗ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਐਲਕ ਆਫ ਸਿਟੀ ਕਾਉਂਸਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਲਈ ਲੜ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਸੈਕਰਾਮੈਂਟੋ ਕਾਉਂਟੀ ਬੋਰਡ ਆਫ ਸੁਪਰਵਾਈਜ਼ਰ ਡਿਸਟ੍ਰਿਕਟ 5 ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੇ ਡੌਨ ਨਟੋਲੀ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਹ ਹੁਣ 20 ਸਾਲ ਬਾਅਦ ਰਿਟਾਇਰ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਸੋ ਉਹ ਮੇਰੇ ਕਾਲੀਗ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਲਈ ਲੜ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਪੂਰੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਲਈ ਲੜਦੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਮੇਲ USA ਐਂਡ ਸਾਡੇ ਗੁਰਜਤਿੰਦਰ ਰੰਧਾਵਾ ਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੈਟ ਹਿਊਮ ਦੀ ਪੂਰੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਹੁਣ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕੁਐਸਚਨਸ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੁੱਛ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਪੈਟ ਹਿਊਮ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁਣ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਕਸ਼ਨ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣ ਸਕੀਏ So, Pat, welcome to the studio here at Punjab Mail USA.
Thank you. Good morning. Sat Sri Akal.
Thank you. Thank you for that. So tell us a little bit, you're the longest serving city council member, and now you're taking the leap into running for the supervisor seat. So tell us about, your time on the city council and why you are running for supervisor.
Sure. Thank you. As Bobby said, Mayor Bobby said that I am the longest serving council member. I've been re-elected 3 times. So 16 years on the Elk Grove City Council. I wasn't originally going to run for this seat because the divisiveness in politics has gotten so ugly.
Yeah.
But I felt like if I could get in there and lead by example and show a different way of having mature conversations with dignity and with civility,
yes.
And talk about big things and try and come together to find solutions. If I could lead by example and I chose not to do that because it didn't sound like fun, then that reflected poorly on me. And so I jumped in and I've received a lot of support and I'm happy to be here talking with you today.
Thank you. And, out of everyone that's running, you can hit the ground running on day one.
Yes.
And so tell us a little bit about your experience on the different commissions you serve and how that nexus into the supervisor seat. Because it is important to know that you can hit the ground running the day you would be sworn in.
Sure. And so, local government is a very complex organization, deals with a lot of different things. All of the quality of life issues, the garbage, the sewer, the water, police protection, land use planning, all of these things that you and I deal with at the city level, I'm able to take that up to the county level. And then as well, there's the health and human services aspect of things with respect to senior care and child and mental health and homelessness and all of these types of things. And I've served on a lot of regional committees, particularly centered around transportation. So
yes.
Regional transit and the connector to build roads and also bringing heavy passenger rail to town. So trying to improve mobility options for people so that they can move around the region more easily. So I have all of this experience and I have a network of people like yourself that I've been building relationships with for the last 20 plus years. And so I'm not cold calling people when I need to build that coalition
right.
or get people on board in order to move things forward. And so I really do think I'm able to hit the ground running on day one, as you said.
And you have bipartisan support.
I do have.
And that's remarkable.
It is remarkable. It's unusual. Unfortunately, I think it ought to be more commonplace. But I have support from across the region and across the aisle.
And that's kudos to you and your leadership. So if you can tell me a little bit about maybe 2 of your greatest accomplishments as a city council member and maybe 3 to 4 issues that you want to focus on as a supervisor.
Sure. There's too many really to list
yes.
as far as a city council member because I've been involved with the city for so long. But I think one of the things that I've tried to do is maintain the feel of what Elk Grove was when I was growing up here.
Yeah.
So that even though we're the 2nd largest city in the region, if you scratch around a little bit, it's still going to feel like a small town. You can still pour into it and feel that you're making a difference. So that's one. Another one would be the diversity of development styles here. So you can live a very semi-urban style if you'd like, or you can come out to the rural area and have much more of a agricultural experience. But my proudest accomplishment, and this is kind of corny to say, but a young schoolgirl approached me because she saw a duck get hit by Elk Grove Park and get killed. And that affected her and was traumatic for her. And so she got a hold of her local government, and I had duck crossing signs installed to make people aware that there are mama ducks with baby ducks. And just the message that sent to her, that she can contact her government and her government is responsive. I hope she carries that with her for the rest of her life.
Absolutely. You probably have a lifelong, not only a voter, but someone who will give back and inspire to lead, just like you've, responding to her.
Hopefully.
Absolutely. So now, you're running for supervisor, and there's so many issues that people are talking about. What are you really focused in on, 3 to 4, your top priorities right now?
Sure, they all pretty much fall under an umbrella of quality of life and taking our community back. We've seen the impacts from homeless encampments that are, it's a humanitarian crisis, it's an economic crisis, it's affecting our small businesses, it's a environmental crisis. I mean, it's affecting our open spaces and our water quality. Families don't feel safe going to our parks and moving about freely. And then couple that with some of the increase we've seen in crime and criminals being released back out onto the street to commit more heinous acts. So I just feel like as a society, we need to take the reins back. And so it's focused around those quality of life issues that I think local government really plays an important role.
Absolutely. And, the Punjabi community shares those same values.
Sure.
Public safety is one of the most important issues, along with job creation and having a strong local economy, small businesses.
Sure.
If you want to touch on that a little bit, because a number of our community members are small business owners. And so you've been a champion. So if you want to talk a little bit about your business support and even your business background.
Sure. So first of all, let me start with the fact that I'm endorsed by all of the law enforcement agencies within the district, as well as the business organizations. So people recognize me as being pro-business, pro-law enforcement, really wanting to take those things off the minds of people so that they can focus on living their lives and doing the things that are important to them. I do have a private sector background in business, so I understand the complexities and the struggle of signing the front side of a paycheck and all that goes into that, and that when we do things with maybe the best of intentions, they can have negative unintended consequences to those who are providing jobs, to those who are providing food for families, to those who are trying to lift up the economy for everyone involved. And so what seems like an easy solution often creates more problems. And so I try to bring a good sense of pragmatism and common sense to everything that I do, and try and look around the corner, if you will, at what some of the things that we may not have considered before we take these actions, so that we don't have negative effects on people who are trying to do better for their families, trying to do better for their communities. I do support the small business community. I think that mom and pop businesses really are the backbone of America. That's what makes this country so great. It's what makes opportunity available, that you can, with a little bit of blood, sweat, and tears, pour in and do better for yourself and for your family.
Absolutely. Now, can you tell me a little bit about the district? What communities are included in District 5? District 5
runs all the way from the western part of Rancho Cordova, all the way down through the unincorporated area of Mather, Wilton, Harold, all of the city of Elk Grove, the city of Galt, and then everywhere in the Delta, all the way down to the county line, which is just this side of Antioch.
Great. So speaking of Galt, I believe you're also supported with one of our community leaders from Galt, Paul Sandhu.
Vice Mayor G, yes.
Vice Mayor G, you heard that here. And he's obviously a trailblazer as well, a small business owner. So it's remarkable to see the support that you have from the Punjabi community, the Sikh community, and we know that support is going to only grow.
And that's a great thing to talk about. I have the support of the entire Galt City Council. I have the support of the majority of the Elk Grove City Council. I have the support of the majority of the Rancho Cordova City Council. I have the support of a couple of City of Sacramento council members. I have the support of cities outside the district in Folsom, Citrus Heights, Roseville. And so I've really, as I said, built 2 decades building relationships.
And it is about relationships. And I believe one of my brothers down south, Manny Garewal.
Yes.
Manny Garewal also has endorsed your candidacy for supervisor.
That's right. I've known Manny for several years. And he has endorsed my candidacy, as well as his colleague, Vito Chiesa, also from Stanislaus County.
And what you're hearing is the diversity of support. Democrats, Republicans, and independents support Pat Hume for supervisor in District 5. are there any closing remarks you want to make to the Punjabi community of why they should be voting in this election and in all elections, of course, but why should they vote for you?
Well, as Mayor Bobby said, I am the most dedicated and experienced candidate in the race. I am doing this for you, for us, for our community. I'm not doing it for me. I have no other political ambitions. This is the only other office I've ever sought. I want to, hopefully put in a little more time serving the community and trying to lift our region up and keep us moving in a positive direction for the betterment of all of us. And so I'm really, this is an important race for our region because it's a critical fulcrum on the Board of Supervisors, and I'm hoping that I can get there and work for you.
All right, well, our closing remarks want to say, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Thank you so much for having us. Dosto, make sure you vote in June and in November. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Thank you.